Morning everybody. Show you what I've been up to lately. These things are just sitting here, but I got the insides all cut in. I just used some of that paint I bought, that Rust Shield paint. Primered them real quick first with some etch primer, and then some of that Rust Shield paint. I bought this stuff here. This SEM Rust Shield. It laid on real nice. Made it all nice shiny and black. Got the inside of the fenders, underneath the hood. Granted, it's not all smooth and shiny, or smooth and there's trash it and stuff like that, but that's alright. Both sides of the inner fenders are done. I don't know if you can see or not, there's like dust and stuff, but it's close enough for me. All I want to do is keep it sealed up so the weather doesn't get it, and hopefully protect it for a little while. Today's project is one thing, to clean up some of this freaking mess in here. Looks like work. And secondly, I want to try to get my new brake lines ran. Run front to rear, both sides, and all that stuff. Get them all done. So, because once I get the bed and everything on, it's much more of a pain in the ass to get anything done. So that's the plan is. So we'll see how well I do. All right, later. Morning, guys. I thought I'd do a quick video or add this into my video because I'm doing brakes in my truck anyway. One of the things that happens around here is I live in Northeast Ohio. Actually, some people call it the snow belt, but I call it the salt belt. What happens is any vehicle over like 10 years old is going to need brake lines. So I don't buy anything new for myself personally. My wife has a decent vehicle, but I drive beaters. So every vehicle I've ever bought, pretty much, that I drive in the wintertime is need brake lines. So what we got here, this is just a normal flooring tool set. You got your I don't know what the hell you call it, the clamp piece, and then you got the little adapter piece that goes in here for your bubble flare. Mine also come with this little handy dandy tool. It's got a little gauge here, basically is what it is. And you put the tubing in there. You want the tubing to be flush with that ridge there, on my set anyway. If you get a set, I like the one that came with this here. And my set also came with a reamer. Allows you to go in there and basically take any burrs off. You just take that, spin it in there a little bit. It takes any kind of little burr off the inside of that. If you don't do that, what'll happen is you'll get, it'll cause it to split, or you can get, not a very good flare. I think one of the most important things to do in doing this is not to go crazy with it. You want this thing tightened down real tight, but when you're actually flaring it, you want to wind it down. As soon as you feel it starting to stop. Don't overdo it, because what will happen is you'll actually take the thing to the point where you have no give in it anymore. So then when you go put your flare nut on there and tighten it down, the whole idea is this collapse around that seat, and it's got to kind of form fit that seat. So if you have no more give left, no more material to collapse and form fit that seat, it's going to take a lot more pressure to make that seat. So I like to collapse them, but not go crazy on them. So I got my little adapter piece in here. I'm sorry, I put that on there. Put my little adapter piece in here like so. It just slides in there. You open this up to where it goes over top of that. And you just wind it down. And I'm just winding it down a little bit here. And what it'll do, it'll make us a little bubble in there. And I have this tucked up my vise just because it's easier to work with. And you take this little thing out. Sometimes it gives me a little fits because you get a little snug. Take that off. And I'll show you what that looks like real quick here. So there's my little, basically it's like a bubble. It squishes it down, makes it like go out a shape like this, like a bubble. I guess I can't flame there. Anyway, so it makes a bubble shape. Then what we'll do is take the 45 and go back in there. That'll push the center of that down to make an actual nice seat for us. And once again, I'm not going to go crazy with it. I'm just going to snug it down. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Also, make sure you have your fitting on there first before you do anything. I have mine slid down, just let it droop down on there. It's not so important on the first end, but the second end, you can't slide it back on there, and then you got to cut the damn thing off and then start all over. So we're just going to wind this down again, and you can see we'll just make our second part of our flare, and we should end up with a decent little flare. And that's snug. Now I could collapse that more if I wanted to, but I'm not going to because it's got a wide enough bubble on there and it's got a nice seat. If I collapse it all the way, it'll end up making a mess out of the thing and it won't seal. I just drop my bar down in there like I always do. So anyway, we end up with a nice little flare on there, and I use a wrench in here to get these off because it's easier. And we end up with a little flare on the end of that. So that should hopefully seal for us, and then we'll put that on our proportionate valve and we'll be good to go. So, alright, I don't know if that helped anybody or not, but it's kind of basic stuff, but like I said, around here we do brake lines a lot because they all rust away. Busy day today. Got the heater core out because it was leaking a little bit, which means I gotta clean up inside of here and all. See it's starting to leak all along there. Got a little bit of rust up on there. So we'll be cleaning that cleaned up hopefully tomorrow. I'll try to get the inside of the cab painted tomorrow. I was going to do that earlier and I didn't get around to it, and now I need to get back in there and get that done. I got too much junk laying around. I got my seat and all that crap laying around. Got my lines all done. They're all ran down there. For some reason the General Motors decided to put the proportioning valve or equalizer valve, whatever you want to call it, down there below the radiator on the cross member. What a dumbass place to put a pain in the ass to get to. They used to be up here on the master cylinder, but then they moved them down there. Kind of stupid if you ask me. Got a new heater, hose to put on, power steering hose I got to put on. Got the new pressurized one, but I forgot to get the other one. I gotta get the return one because it's rutted off too. So yeah, maybe tomorrow I always make big plans for myself, never get them done. But I want to get this back part of this frame painted, then I got to paint underneath the cab. I'm just using that SEM paint. It's a rust shield. It's made to go right over rust without any primer, so it seems to do well. I did a little test here. It's got a little hardener in there and stuff, but man, it goes on there and it seems to be rock hard now. So we'll give it a try. Anyway, all the brake lines are done. I gotta finish some bleeding the back ones yet. The front ones are done, but I need somebody to help me pump the brakes and all for me. Something I was thinking about is, not sure how many of you guys are into music, but music is one of the things I really like. I can't play an instrument or anything like that, but I do listen to a lot of music and a lot of different music, so I thought maybe kind of a cool thing. You guys can just share what music you listen to in the form of like either a playlist or whatever. I'll create a playlist and put a link to below this here. If you look down the bottom in the description, include a playlist link. Put just a few songs in there, stuff I've been listening to today. I listen to all kinds of weird stuff, everything from reggae to country, rap, rock, old classic rock. Don't really listen to any like classical music, but pretty much everything else. So, alright, check it out later. Hey guys, today's my birthday. My wife is making something I don't usually get. I'm not allowed to have normally. Anyway, take a hot dog, slice it down the center, open it up, and you put some cheese in it. Then you put a little brown sugar on there, and you wrap it in bacon. And you bake it in the oven. Sprinkle some brown sugar on top and bake it in the oven. They're delicious. When they're done, I'll show you. But this is one of the, this is kind of a Greg Porter put out those hot dogs on hamburgers or whatever those were, those turtles. So this is one of my favorites. All right. Okay, that's what they look like before they go in the oven. All that brown sugar and all melt down. They get like a glazing on the thing when it's all done. Very good. Very bad for you, but very good. Yummy. All ready to eat. Put those on some hot dog buns, and we got a delicious dinner. Later, guys.